They will take that money from January to May and raise more and more money for the hospice. They have all set their own targets, whatever they want to achieve, and they have to raise that by the 22nd of May.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
I'm looking forward to the next conversation with Ariya Nair, Relationships Fundraiser at Sobell House Hospice. Ariya, morning to you.
Good morning, Rich.
Look, thanks so much for joining us this morning. The Accumulator. It sounds absolutely fascinating and wonderful. But put some more meat on the bones for us. What is this?
Absolutely. It's kind of what it says on the tin, the Accumulator. It's about raising money. So the Accumulator is an enterprise fundraiser for schools and colleges across Oxfordshire. We have given each of our schools and colleges, there's 8 of them, a seed fund of either £50 or £75, depending on how early they signed up. They will take that money from January to May and raise more and more money for the hospice. They have all set their own targets, whatever they want to achieve, and they have to raise that by the 22nd of May.
And I guess they do this by any means, I was going to say any means necessary, legal means necessary, of course, but just kind of creative ideas and kind of going, okay, essentially a business going, right, I'm starting out with my £50. How can I make £100, £200, £2,000, £10,000? How do I go from there? How interesting. That is going to be absolutely.
It's exactly that.
Have you? How far along on the journey are we? Do we know what schools are going to be doing, or what they're thinking of doing, or what's going on with that?
We've got a really interesting mix, actually. This is the first time Sobell House has ever taken on an enterprise fundraiser. And our sister house, Catherine House Hospice, up in the north, they've done this before. So we're kind of modelling it off them. So we've got actually Activate Learning in Oxford and Activate Learning in Blackbird Leys. And they're kind of competing against each other. And we've also got Abingdon and Whitney College thrown into the mix. So we really think the competitive juices are going to be flowing. So Abingdon and Whitney have got a performance that their media students are doing tomorrow and Friday. And they're going to do a collection. So they're going to raise money that way. But some of the students are also setting up things like car washes. They're also going to guess the sweets out of the jar. We're hoping to see some really exciting things like a head shave or something for a teacher, which I've seen before with fundraisers for schools. So really, it's anything and everything they can think of, but we want them to really hone in on the business aspect of it, starting from scratch, thinking finance, thinking how do we get this going, and working collaboratively as a team.
I love this idea. Two-pronged approach. Obviously, fantastic for Sobell and Catherine House, of course. And also the flip side of that sort of business acumen from schools and kind of people go. It's no different when you leave school. It's the same thing. It's kind of going, okay, we have X amount. This is what we want to do. You know, the whole point of it is to make more and to make profit and to make things that will stand you in good stead for business life as well.
Exactly. It's for some students, well, for most students, I think, will actually be their first time looking at a budget, essentially, like what you were saying. So it's really exciting. And we think this is something that will just glow on CVs and university applications. I just think it's brilliant. And we're so glad to have the schools that we have signed on.
It really reminds me, and it's taken me straight back to my school days. I mean, I wasn't there that much in lessons. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that, otherwise you end up on radio.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. My goodness. But Young Enterprise was actually something I did actually really enjoy, and kind of having that responsibility. And it was exactly the same sort of thing about kind of looking at a business world, and the whole point of that was, again, competition, trying to raise as much money as possible by doing various different things. And there's some wonderfully creative ideas in all of that. And I guess that will just flourish and continue throughout the year.
Yes, absolutely. We're really excited. We've actually got a nomination form that I'll be sending out to our teacher contacts at each school. And in June, there's an award ceremony that students can win awards, for example, most innovative idea, most raised, most community engagement, those kinds of things. And we'll only be able to award the students if the teachers have nominated them with the form, telling us exactly what they did. So that will be kind of spread out throughout the year. And I'm hoping to keep you guys updated with that as well.
Yeah, for sure. No, make sure you come back on and also speak to various schools involved in this, because I bet there's some, like you said, there's going to be some there will be some weird and wonderful things that
I want the weird ones. I really want the weird ones.
That's it. Some great ones already happening, but some child in the county is sitting there and just going, "What about this mad idea?" And everyone goes, "Yes, let's do it. Let's do it."
Those will be the award winners, definitely.
Definitely, for sure. Well, look, it sounds like a fantastic thing. I'm really looking forward to sort of seeing how this progresses over the next sort of 6 months or so. The Accumulator with Sobell House Hospice. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Ariya, thanks so much for joining us this morning and shining a light on it. It sounds absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for having me, Rich.
That's brilliant stuff. And of course, you can find out more just simply by searching for Sobell House Hospice. I know all the schools have pretty much taken, they're kind of involved and what have you now. But following the progress of all of this and hearing the weird and wonderful things that could be coming up to raise money. Oh, looking forward to that.